Here we go. We are now live. Hello, this is Charlotte Piper and Charlie Tao. I am broadcasting live from dragonflyoracle.com, and today my guest is for Guru Tuesday is Charlie Tao, who is a lifestyle and wellness coach. And I just wanted to go through a couple of quick announcements before we get to some questions for Charlie. First of all, I'd like to just give a short explanation of what Guru Tuesday is. It's a way for me to help promote some consciously aware entrepreneurs, or who I like to call consciouspreneurs, that are spreading wisdom and empowerment and wellness principles from the inside out throughout the planet, and are major influencers in a consciously aware way. Charlie Tao is one of those that I've noticed through my following and interaction on Facebook. And very quickly, I wanted to also put the word out that I still have a couple of seats available in my upcoming Be Your Own Guru workshop, which goes live July 6th, which is a Wednesday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we have limited seats for that class. It's going to be an amazing class where we're going to experience some major breakthroughs together. So make sure that you visit the website, or you can also get in touch with me for more details about how to get involved in the Be Your Own Guru workshop. Also, if there's anybody watching that wants to be featured on a future Guru Tuesday broadcast with me, you're welcome to fill out some information at the dragonflyoracle.com website. You click on the About link, and there's a little box for you to fill in your information. Otherwise, I want to turn it over to Charlie for any special announcements that he may have, and maybe a short introduction before we get into the Q&A.
Well, Charlotte, thank you very much. I'm just really excited to be here. I don't really have any per se announcement to make, or stuff will organically come up. So.
All right, fair enough. So with that, we can go ahead. I did, as you had mentioned earlier, or in a previous discussion, some things had recently changed for you. So with that in mind, I would like to just ask what it is about empowering other people to live lives of true freedom. What it is about that gives you, makes you excited.
It's our divine right to live to our peak potential and really not be bound by time or lack of time, and the lack of abundance, a lack of resources. For most of us, we don't really, right? When we know better, we do better. So I think a lot of us have just been doing the best that we can with what we have known.
Mm-hmm.
And I have discovered a better way. So I'm really passionate about sharing with people that there is a plan B, that you don't have to put all your eggs in one basket.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So what drives you to help others identify with their greatness?
That's a great question. I love that. Well, I think it's a journey, and I think it comes in different. It's a process. It doesn't happen overnight, and I think it's what really excites me is, that's this work is in alignment with my soul's purpose, which is helping people raise human consciousness, become more aware, to become just someone who will acknowledge there's universal forces at play that you could totally tap into, because we're all energy at the end of the day. And what an amazing, miraculous life that we could have.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much out there. It's definitely deeper than just what meets the eyes. So I always want to encourage people to be open to the possibilities.
That's beautiful. It really is. And how very inspiring.
Well, thank you. I love what I do because I think it gives people an opportunity to say yes to a life that's better than they ever even imagined, if they even dare to imagine. I think
Excellent.
I think a lot of times people give up on their dreams, and that it's from that source of pain that I sometimes I really give people permission to dig into and say, we all have little dreams when we're little boys and girls, 6, 7, 8 years old. What was that for you?
Mm-hmm.
Where along the line did we all of a sudden give up on that? We have to become super realistic and super practical. Well, the magic exists in believing your dreams and going after them. So I'm a permission bearer. I love to give people permissions. Yes, you can too. You absolutely can too.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great stuff for sure. So with that in mind, what are some steps that you take with clients to help them achieve breakthroughs?
I love that. So I love to meet people where they are. What I recognize is this. Also, a reminder that we are out of alignment with our soul's purpose and the journey that our soul really wants us to go on. So whether it's physically, whether it's financially, whether it's emotionally, spiritually, anything, it's an overall wellness. So I really like to address and talk to people about, it's like a wheel. You're at the center of that wheel. You can only become the best version of you when you address wellness in all of these areas.
Yes,
Otherwise,
absolutely.
very lopsided, right? You're going to be imbalanced.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Huge fan of, let's address the whole person and being holistic. So the term that I like to consider myself as a holistic entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
because you really have to look at the whole human body, the whole human being.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe we could vibrate much higher and we could live so much more abundantly than what's been prescribed to us. Our current plan, it's not really serving us very well. It's not working out very well for most people, right? What they call the 40-40 plan, working 40 hours, 40 years, and hopefully retiring 40% of the income you used to make. And I always ask people, I say, if we were to take a really honest gut check, how well is that really? People retire around 65, really financially strapped. I said, well, there's something wrong with that. So I invite people to take a look at, well, if what we're currently doing is, if status quo isn't working so well, what else is out there? Because we know we live in an abundant, limitless universe. So what else is out there? And what if living your ideal dream life can be something that you could actually manifest and co-create? Now, over time, if you build something that you'll get life to go with whomever, whenever, and however you want. No restrictions. But you got to be willing to put in the work. Right? In this life, there's no shortcuts. There's no substitute for hard work. You can work smarter, yes, absolutely, and get better results faster, but you still have to learn the fundamentals.
Agreed.
You could either get paid as an amateur or you could get paid as a professional. Huge difference, right? Looking at any arena in which there's someone being recognized as an amateur versus someone who's recognized as a professional. Huge disparity of income, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
want to encourage people, well, what lights you up the most? What if we could become a professional? What if we could get systemized? And what if that system could easily duplicate? Greater breadth of reach. You can reach people in a much more profound and deeper way. So you could duplicate your efforts, duplicate your talent. I believe we're all brought here to contribute in a great way. So what specific need does the world ask for that you could provide, that only you could bring such a beautiful value and create something so magical that only you could bring to the world? So I always help people tap into that because we all have that. And sometimes we forget to examine that a little bit deeper. and take little baby steps to start walking in that direction. So that's what really, really lights me up. It really fires me up.
I can tell. That's it resonates so much with what I'm doing as well, and what a number of folks that I am interacting with on a conscious level as entrepreneurs are really striving. And I think there's also a great deal of people that are seeking for somebody who can help them in that way. And so, with that in mind, would you be able to tell the audience about your 90-day breakthrough process?
Absolutely, I'll be happy to. Why 90 days? If you look in nature, you'll notice everything is broken down into 90 days. A woman is pregnant in 3 trimesters. The seasons exist in 90-day breaks, right? A lot of magic occurs in 90 days.
Hmm.
So when people are going through a transformation process, if you're thinking about 365 days a year, that's way overwhelming for someone. I said, well, why don't we break it down to 90? And you can break it down into even into smaller chunks, bite-sized pieces. So what if I could show someone how to, for the next 90 days on a part-time basis, focus on shifting your energy, shifting your thoughts, shifting the way you feel, shifting the way you feel about your body, the way you exist at a cellular level. What if to the next level? What would that mean to you? You know, questions, usually people get really excited. They're like, wow, I never thought that so much could be accomplished in just 90 days. Yeah, I said, yeah, because I have a proven platform and a vehicle. And then in this world, there is nothing that will ever be more important in your health. This is why in ancient times, they always say your health, your wealth is your health. You notice there's an American dysfunction, if you will. You know, there's something in the civilized way a little bit backwards. And I'm not saying this to put down anyone. This is just an observation. You know, we spend our lifetime, according to the status quo, what we see around, we work our tail off to amass a comfortable lifestyle, whatever that means, whether it's a luxury car, a big home, whatever that may be for you. And then when we get older and we start getting chronically ill, we spend every last dime to try to reclaim our health. Something's a little bit broken about that value system. If you look to the Far East, like Japan, they budget their money by how much they're going to spend with their holistic healers first, and then the other quote-unquote necessities of life, housing need and all of that. See, there's a huge priority. They have reprioritized themselves in a way that serves them well. So I always encourage people. I say, you know, what if the current way that we value things isn't serving us so well? Would you be open to explore a shift? And it doesn't have to be 180 degrees right away. Well, what if we could make incremental, small little shifts? And I always tell people, if all you do is to make an improvement of 0.3% a day, by the end of a year, you would have made 100% improvement. Don't lose sight of that. So sometimes, you know, we live in a culture of instant gratification, right? We want everything to happen right now and right then. I said, great, some people are vibrating at the level in which they can attract that to them. But if you haven't done the work so that you can vibrate that level and you attract things to you with ease, then let's get busy. Let's start doing the work. So there's a lot of scientific data out there. And one of the things I'm really passionate about is health, right? There's unequivocal, if you live in today's environment today, which is very toxic on the outside, your body's going to be very toxic on the inside. It's in our air, it's in our water, it's in our food, it's everywhere. Well, guess what? When you have a toxic body and your natural filters are overwhelmed, you're going to have a toxic brain. When you have a toxic brain, you're going to have toxic thoughts. So adopting a spiritual and a biophysical practice of intermittent fasting and cleansing is of the utmost importance. And I'm not talking about the latest buzzword you hear out there, all these detoxes and cleanses, because from a scientific perspective, most of them do not work. They don't have any clinical proof. Single ingredient cleanses do not work. Look how complex our system is, our body. You know, fast soluble toxins are not going to release from your body that easily. So I love introducing people to an ancient technology that's been applied in a new way. Ancient cultures that's existing today, they've always had a weekly cleansing ritual. It was meant to be a spiritual practice. But now we have so much scientific data behind the beauty of intermittent fasting, especially when it's assisted with herbs, to help your body take a gentle shower on the inside. It's miraculous. It's absolutely miraculous. So people text me and thank me all the time. I said, Charlie, I had no idea that super herbs and superfoods could get me to feel like this. I said, yeah, because it doesn't exist in your current food source. You don't live in the Amazon rainforest, do you? We don't. We live in a world in which farming practice society at the expense of the fact it's overfarmed. Even USDA organic foods are never going to have enough minerals. The soils are completely minerally bankrupt. So we have to do supplementation. And not all supplements are created equal, right? We have to look at superfoods and super herbs that's backed by science and that has unflinching clinical proof. And that's what I do. I show people how to learn, educate themselves, and when they're ready, they get started. So I love what I do because all the scientific data I have, show people. None of that stuff really means very much unless you're open-minded enough to just give it a try. And when you do, we have something called the magical fifth day. Most people feel lit up inside because it's a cellular rebalancing. You're allowing your body to come back into center, a new homeostasis that for many of us, we've been so far away from it, we don't even recognize it. Yeah. My doctor introduced me to this program. I used to feel tired, bloated, heavy. I thought I was a trainer. I was seeing a nutritionist from NYU. She was getting me to eat really clean and really time consuming, quite frankly, meal prepping, right? In the exact proportion of lean protein. I did it. I was willing to do it. I had great results in the beginning and then I plateaued for 6 months. So I'm like, well, something isn't quite working, right? And I'm so grateful for my doctor for reaching out to me and say, listen, the reason why your body is not responding because you're using outdated methods. We live in a really, really toxic world. Your body is experiencing a toxic overload. How's your energy? I said, not great. Even though I'm exercising, I'm eating clean, I have the typical 11 a.m., 3 p.m. energy dip. That's usually when people wait in line at the coffee, right? And either in their office or whatever, right? And I didn't sleep that well. I said, how could that be? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to. And I knew I had an inkling. There must be another level of wellness that I'm just not, I don't even know how to get there. And I'm grateful that my doctor followed up with me because I was not exactly, he shared this information with me and I didn't want it to, I keep on forgetting to check it out. And he finally sat me down. I said, okay, great. I believe you. I trust you. Get me started. And that's exactly what I do. I help people experience cellular level health quite possibly like they have never before in their life. The US Congress knows that our soil is completely minerally bankrupt as early as the 50s and the 60s. So, shipping foods from supermarkets at a convenience, that's all nutritionally bankrupt food. So there's a huge paradigm shift, I believe. So as people invest in their spiritual journey to grow and expand, you want to be congruent. You want to take care of your body as well. You want to take care of your mind, take care of your relationships, what I call primary foods. You know, what are the foods that you put in your body? What are the relationships that you use to nurture your soul with? What are the spiritual practices that ground you, that allows you to be quiet enough and still enough so you hear all the divine answers that exist within? Sometimes there's just too much noise, too much busyness in our life. It may require just 5-10 minutes just to be quiet enough. You have the answers all along. So I always tell people, I said, I am just a mere messenger, a conduit, if you will. You know deep down inside there's something more. And that's why you're reaching out to me to connect with me. And I love the fact that I could use social media platforms to change so many people's lives. And people reach out to me all the time organically. I love it. And I love the fact that I connect with authentic world changers like Charlotte, who are so passionate about making a real dent in this world. So I want to thank you so much for inviting me on here today, and to be that part of that powerful light, that beacon of hope and love. That's really making a huge difference in this world. Thank you so much.
Oh, I am so very honored, Charlie. Thank you for being here and sharing your story and helping folks understand from a holistic level how true health and wellness works. Because ironically enough, my business started out from the perspective that wellness is holistic in nature. If you're out of balance, then you can't enjoy true wellness. And through that mindset and having that mindset, been able to attract to myself folks like yourself and other thought leaders that are just really passionate about helping others achieve optimal wellness. And you spoke a lot about your fitness goals and how you had plateaued. How was the process of transformation for you once it actually clicked and you understood exactly what to do?
Oh, thank you so much for asking that. So I'm a huge fan of being totally transparent. I've been struggling with food my entire adult life. Actually, I've been struggling with it since I came to America, right? I left Taiwan and came to the United States at 9, was introduced to fast food. I was instantly hooked. By the time I was 11, I was obese. I was so overweight. So it's been an ongoing battle. I'm a recovering food addict. And as we know, all addictions, it's not about the substance you're addicted to. It's a lot more about the pain that you're stuffing and numbing. It's more about the void that you're filling. And food is particularly tough because you still have to eat. You have to eat to stay alive, right? So when my doctor shared this with me 8 years ago, I by seeing an incident trainer, then plateaued for 6 months, and then I went on to release 41 pounds in 100 days. And that's not typical, and it was amazing. But guess what? I went from a career in real estate finance to corporate America, in which I was in hospitality and workplace solutions. I was totally burnt out. I reverted back to a lot of the emotional eating, bad emotional eating habits. I gained 90 pounds while I was working corporate in 4 years. So at age of 39, I had to go see a cardiologist. That was my wake-up call. I was a little bit stubborn. I always say hitting bottom is not required. It's overrated. But that was my wake-up call. So that's when I used these food solutions, and I incorporated with eating a primarily plant-based diet, and I released 75 pounds in 6.5 months just by using such an easy, simple food program, really.
Good
And
for you. Can I just interrupt to say congratulations and good for you?
thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's by me sharing that before and after picture in my story that's given so many people permission to do the same. Because I know so many people struggle. They go on this program, they take the weight off, and then they put all the weight back on and invite a few extra friends. Who wants to go through that? Up and down the rest of their life. Nobody really wants to do that. So I was like, Well, I finally found something. If you're willing to follow the program as it is designed, you can release the weight and you could keep it off. So I released all that weight in 2013, and I've kept most of that weight off. I even put on 15 pounds of lean mass in 2004 with weights. So I am slowly transforming. I'm still a work in progress. I still don't look like a fitness model, but that's okay. I'm not in competition with anybody else. It's not about vanity for me. It's just about feeling and being my best, the best version of myself right now at this moment. And that's what I encourage everyone to do. If you know you don't feel great, you don't feel amazing, I'm like, well, why not? What's holding you? I have a solution that everyone feels amazing on this program. And people come on board when they're ready. I love it. I love that I was open enough 8 years ago, and I was open enough when I had to see a cardiologist. I said, okay, that's not cool. Let me take my weight off, right? Because when you're carrying excessive weight, you just greatly increase your chances of cardiovascular disease and diabetes. Well, I'm not okay with chronic illnesses like that in my life. Granted, I have abused my body and put on all that weight in corporate, but I took responsibility as, okay, well, I found something that works and it's easy, it's fast, it's quick. And that's why I get to share. People get so frustrated. They think the battle of the bulge is going to be an ongoing thing, or it's, oh, I have to slay it at the gym. I didn't even go to the gym. My only exercise from the train station to the office and back. No, I'm not advocating don't work out. I was working 12 to 16-hour days in corporate. Adding another half an hour commitment to the gym just did not seems like something I could do at that moment. So that's why I always tell people, begin where you are, and gradually you'll make all those changes. Don't get overwhelmed. Baby steps. Absolutely baby steps. So
Excellent. I'm very much the same in my approach with folks that I work with, and I mean, a lot of folks that come to me want to detox on a emotional and spiritual level, but the process is relatively the same. So I can definitely identify with that. And you kind of went into what your typical day looks like, or used to look like. I mean, how does your typical day, your typical schedule look now?
oh, I love that question. So in a spirit of transparency, I used to work only 8 hours a week. And I still work 8 hours a week in my plan B. And now I went back to corporate for something much more easier without the stress that I used to have. And the reason why I did that is because I wanted to take my family's income to a level in which they're more comfortable. And I could use this plan B eventually to retire my whole family. Because I found a way in which I could help people, show people how to get healthy. And if people are willing to share, you organically grow a network of happy consumers who love using these products. It has an elegant referral program, like nothing I've ever seen before. And the beauty is, we're all doing it already. We're all human beings. We love to connect with people. We love to share a bit. This is something we've always done as human beings, except I just don't remember the last time we got a check for it. I don't remember the last time when I said a restaurant, my favorite movie theater, my favorite barber shop. Hey, Charlie, thank you so much for the referral. Here's a little referral for sending us customers. Well, I found a way you could be thanked by sending us customers. We're going to referral bonus, and over time that bonus. So that's what I'm passionate about, and that's what I do. And I believe in living a life of ease. And I finally found a way in which you can. It doesn't have to be super hard. You have to be committed, like anything worthwhile achieving. Yes, it's going to take commitment. But commitment doesn't have to be a big old scary C word. You know, it's really not. It's a mindset. I always ask people, are you interested in change? Or are you committed in change? People who are interested will never change. Only those who are willing to commit will change. So those are the fundamental tenets, if you will. And I find men and women who are ready to commit to improving their lifestyle every single day. I love it. It's the universal law of attraction. I used to have a scarcity mindset. I'm like, oh, nobody really wants a better life. Well, guess what? Because I used to believe that, I attracted that. Now I believe people want more. They want better. They want abundance. They want to experience life on a whole different level. That's exactly who's starting to show up in my life over and over and over again. It's kind of funny to me, and I'm really, really humbled by it, really. So,
Well, that actually segues quite well into my last question for you, and it also is in conjunction with somebody who submitted a question on the website. The question is from Monica. She says, "Hi Charlie, after 7 years of difficulty, there are times when I feel that I am blocking myself from my own greatness. What do you recommend for getting unstuck?"
mm. Well, Monica, thank you so much for the question. I think I think getting stuck has been receiving way too much attention. And this is why I say that. It's really a mindset. It's all mindset. We trip ourselves up. You know, success is an inner game. Breaking through is all an inner game. So go to work much harder on your mindset. Everything else will fall into place. Invest in a personal development journey. Read books. Read books that will help you become more aware that there is a natural progression. There's a natural process in which you could grow into. So this whole thing about being unstuck, it's a decision. We're all one decision away from change. It doesn't have to be this monumental mountain, if you will. It's only as big as we make it, in other words. So if you decide to, you know what, I am so done with that. That's no longer serving me. It doesn't work. So what else is there for me? So if you ask yourself that question, what else is out there for me? What if I was open to the possibilities? The universe will provide. It will show up in abundance. Sometimes so much so it may even confuse you. So make sure you're surrounding yourself with people who act as you can bounce your ideas off. And say, you know, that sounds amazing. Oh my gosh, that totally is a great match with your natural gift, your natural talent. I think that would be amazing. You should go for it. And what's the worst that can happen? You don't love it? You could do something else. So life is all about having new experiences. So the cost of remaining stuck to any of us when we decide to remain small. Remember, all the solutions come to you when you're in an open and expansive state. All the answers, the universe will provide. It will show up. The right people will show up. The right situation will show up. The person with just the right insight that you were looking for, they'll show up. Remain open to the possibility. Be expansive. Because if you're closed off, you're basically deflecting and blocking all the blessings, all the answers that's flowing your way. So stay open, stay in the flow. They'll come to you. They absolutely will come to you. So I hope that was helpful. I know it sounds a little bit vague, but I believe understanding that is where it begins for the process of people becoming unstuck.
Absolutely, I agree. And in fact, that's one of the major principles that we're going to be spending a lot of time on in this master class I'm teaching in July. So it's really interesting to me how you said I just Facebooked that quote. We're all one decision away from making a change, or paraphrasing, of course, what you just said. I made a very distinct change in my own life to live, for a greater purpose. And the second that I made that choice, everything in my life just exploded, and it's been it's only been really recent, and that's where a lot of really divine ideas were born. So that definitely resonates with me. I think it resonates with a lot of people right now, and so I thank you for being here and sharing that with us.
Oh, it's my absolute pleasure. And thank you so much for again being a light.
Oh,
I love the work that you're doing, and thank you so much for having me on today.
oh, excellent, Charlie. It has definitely been my pleasure, for sure. And I appreciate you taking the time out of your very busy day to visit with everybody. Of course, this broadcast, once it is published, will be available on YouTube for until the end of time, um, or whenever YouTube, whatever happens with YouTube. So the benefit in that, of course, is that we can share it over and over again, and we can continue to inspire people moving forward throughout the course of history together. So that in and of itself, to me, is very magical and very, very powerful. So again, thank you so much. I do wish the biggest, brightest blessings to you and your family and your business moving forward.
Well, thank you very much. So I would like to extend a very quick offer for anyone who feel like they have received some value, and if you would like a free 15-minute coaching, I would definitely love to extend that to any audience that has listened to this video and you found some value in this. Please feel
Excellent.
free to reach out to me on Facebook or any other social media platform, and we could definitely get connected and have an amazing 15-minute connecting call.
Great. And I was actually just about to ask you how folks could get a hold of you. And of course, I will post all that information on both my website and the description of the video when it does post to Facebook. I'm sorry, YouTube rather. I'm stuck on Facebook because that's where I do a lot of my business. But at any rate, I will make sure that folks know how to get a hold of you to take part in that 15-minute consultation.
Fantastic. Thank you
Great.
very much. And thank you for tuning in, everyone. Light,
Yes.
light and love to everyone. Namaste.
Thank you, Charlie. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.